And if Mr. Rothenberg finds something different, I'm willing to learn from it. But that's the best knowledge that I have from my experience.
All the records are available that we have.
And they're all
Frank, follow up.
And they obviously have been reviewed by Mr. Zuner, and he's already regurgitated and given it to George.
If you're going to make an appointment and go down there, give me a call. I'll make time to be down there with you, and we'll get to the bottom of it.
Thank you.
As
John,
someone who's
please, let me ask,
will you
John,
stop interrupting?
Will you have any objection?
Will you stop interrupting him?
Because what's going to happen is, if I go down with Mr. McKelvey, then they're going to say, well,
will
we
you
only said
stop
Frank could come.
interrupting Mr. McKelvey?
So, Mr. Long, will you agree that Mr. McKelvey can come and accompany me?
Of course, Frank.
Will you stop that, please?
Would you, in Christ's sake?
Please.
As someone who's watching from home, this is like a zoo.
I believe
It's like the zoo. Would you guys stop it?
They're all public.
You're going to ask me eventually to pay 10, 15, 30, 70, whatever the number is. We'll get to it someday. This is all, it's a slap in our face. Work together and figure out a solution.
I agree.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to that end, then I would like to raise a motion. Again, my motion to have the sewer project bid out for a low-pressure sewer system. No, you say that, but it is.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, you keep saying that you want to help the people and you want to help lower the costs. Well, the best way to do that would be to bid it out both ways, gravity feed and low-pressure sewer system.
That's not the case. Will you stop that,
No,
please?
you said you keep. I'm not going to stop it, George. You know why? Other communities have been able to save their ratepayers millions of dollars.
Now you say that, you
I
keep
presented
talking about
information to
that.
this board.
I don't have
how
some
come there's
information,
been times-
Mr. Rothenberg.
No second, Mr. Chairman. Let's continue.
No, it's wrong, please.
Anyway,
It's not the proper time for any kind of a motion.
No, but you told me to go down there, and I did. And then when I asked the board,
Frank.
they said, look, they didn't give us any information, and then later, Tom Zuner called and said, well, okay, we're going to put a couple feet of documents in there.
He's giving
If
you,
wanna
Frank,
look at it,
everything he's
if you want to
got.
look at it.
Everything that the authority has. Go down and take a look
You know
at
what's
it.
sad is that it's not this. It's so disorganized that he doesn't even know how.
All right,
he
okay.
should know that. He should know that just like that. Okay? If it was a well-run organization, they would know that. No, you say that, but
History from 30 years ago? He hasn't been there.
no. I asked for the last 5 projects. The last 5 projects. That was it. I didn't tell him to go back 30 years. I
he's got whatever the
I said,
authority
pick
has.
out your last 5 projects and let me see how those were financed. And he couldn't even do that. Instead, it was like, no, we're going to give you 30 years of information, throw you in a room, and if you can find the answer,
Good luck.
good luck. Right.
Stop it, George.
Wait.
Mr. Chairman, stop.
Yes, ma'am. Name
Good
and address
evening.
for the
My
record,
name
please.
is Eileen Silver. I live at 80 Windy Knoll Drive in Richboro. I am here tonight to ask all of you to stop this nonsense. I do not wish for the Democrats to always make the Republicans look bad and the Republicans trying to make the Democrats. When Mr. Cunningham said the voters spoke, they spoke because of James Cunningham and Frank Rothermel. They didn't speak because of Democrat or Republican. They looked at 2 of the best people that they wanted, and that's what they did. But since some people have gotten on this board, all they want to do is argue and make people look bad. And I'm tired of it. I am not involved with the sewer project, but you guys got to get together. You need a woman on this board to straighten you all out. This has got to stop. You have to stop arguing at every little thing that happens. If you have a problem, that's what you talk in the back room for. Get it out. Let your fellow supervisors know how you feel. And then when you come out, talk to us as a body, not as the Republican and as a Democrat and everybody else. Stop. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Libertarian. I don't care what you are. I look at you as a Northampton Township supervisor, and you have to, and if it means asking questions, ask the questions. But it's not that other people don't like them. They care just as much about my township as you do and you do. So please, stop. And I'm also going for everybody else. I'm not just here because you guys are the ones that have been yelling tonight. Everybody, work together. Stop this nonsense, get the sewers for what is going to be. Stop grandstanding and trying to say, I'm here for the people and everybody else on this board is horrible. Work together and get these people answers.
Hey.
And do all of the work. You're a very intelligent man.
Obviously not, because I have not been able to
Please.
persuade these three yet.
You don't have to persuade them. You have to be a gentleman.
Please.
You have to understand, and you all have to be gentlemen. So with that, I just want you to
Thank you.
work together, and I think that the decorum in this place has to be the way it was, where people let you talk and let you talk among each other.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we've had enough of citizens' concerns tonight. I think we're going to move on. Thank you for your comments. Last speaker, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
You haven't spoken, go ahead, last speaker.
John Weibel, 96 Barley Road. Frank, I don't know if, I sent you an email about this argument that's being put forward about how these costs for people who have the existing ratepayers have paid for it in one form or another. Did you get that?
I don't think I did. I got it
That's
from...
unfortunate because
I did get it from, I have gotten it from many of the members in the community, and that's why we're trying to figure out, and I asked them, just look, what did we do in the last 5 projects? I didn't ask for the whole 30-year history. What did we do in the last 5, just to get an idea of how it was assessed?
All right, well, before I forget,
Go ahead.
you know, it's been put forth that in one way or another, existing ratepayers have paid their assessment when the house was built, the builder paid for it, it was paid for during resale and whatnot. Well, there's a couple things. It's either a misperception at best or maybe a fallacy at worst, because, you know, when you're doing site work on a new development, you're digging in virgin soil. You're not digging up existing roadway. There's 0 restoration costs that we're going to have to bear the cost of. There's other economies that are to be had during a new site, when new sites are being constructed. So $27,000, it's very difficult to calculate how much each individual homeowner on a new site is being assessed. But I doubt very much if you could even calculate what it is, it's not going to be anywhere near what we're paying. With the housing market the way it is, it's, again, impossible to calculate how much a builder is going to... They're giving things away these days. So to say that those sewer costs were passed on to the buyers in a new development, I don't think you can really determine that one way or another. When a house is sold for resale, some realtors have said that there's no specific value attached to whether or not a home has sewers or not. Some people consider it a detriment because in a functioning system, it could be possibly, you know, now you have a sewer bill. If you have a functioning on-lot system, you have a sewer bill that somebody may not want. The other thing they're saying is we're the sole beneficiaries of this thing, so we should be we should solely bear the burden of the cost. But they're saying that the reason this is being put forward is the DEP is saying we're contaminating the environment. Well, you know, the plume of contamination doesn't stop at Manchester Farms behind me. They have sewers. We don't. So they will be benefiting. If they're being contaminated in some proportion or another, if we're contaminating the environment, then in some proportion, everybody's going to benefit. So, you know, to sit there and say to us, everybody, just as a blanket statement that everybody has paid and therefore you have to pay, it needs further analysis. And I don't think you really can decide how much we should pay if you're going to use that argument, you know, how much they paid versus how much we're going to pay. You know, do you understand? So, I guess that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank everybody for their time this evening on having this presented. It's the end of citizens' concerns. So the next item will be the Giamo Land Development. If we could, before we started, take a 5-minute recess to get the board back together.